3/16 instead of 2/16. Now each eighth note is being broken into 3/16. So that's the way that works. Or you can say each eighth note triplet is broken into 2/16th note triplets. The 1 to 1E, the E to E-and, the to Either way, you end up with 6 subdivisions in a count. That's as deep as we get counting-wise. So what we can always do with a count, if we played all these counts, they would be notes, and there would be different kinds of note flags put on. We don't get into music notation in our classes because it's just one more layer of having to remember things. We just look at counting. Whatever's large is what we play. Whatever is small is what we don't play, we still count. So let's say I wanted to play the 1, I want to count the and, but I don't want to play it, I would write the and small. So they would be 1. I say 1 loudly. I count it loudly. I sing it loudly. I say the and softly, or I whisper it. I recommend whispering or softly. Don't just think it. Because when you move your mouth, this is that whole counting and singing thing, it focuses your thoughts. And that's what we want to do. We want to push all the other thoughts out of our mind. We want to focus our thoughts. And the way we do that is by engaging our mouth. It takes a lot of wires in our brain to get our mouth to work. And it focuses our thoughts on what we're saying, what we're thinking, away from all the other distractions of life. It also helps us remember things. When we verbalize, it goes back in our ear. It also engages more wires in our brain, and we're going to learn that rhythm faster. So the best way to learn a rhythm is by saying it. So this would be 1 and softly, 2 and 3 and we could leave the 4, we could make the 4 small. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So whatever we say loudly is what we play. Whatever we say softly, we rest. We just rest in that spot. You can do that with any of these rhythms. You can make this E small, and you'd have 1 and a. So I just made the E a whisper. 1 and a, 1 and a, 1 and a, 1 and a. And so we have the galloping horse rhythm. There's names for all these rhythms that you can create, leaving counts out. Now, after a while, you get to where you just know the length of 1 and, because we're used to saying 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So we just leave that out, and we go 1 and 2, and we know it has to get stuck in there before 2. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. See how that works? So after a while, you get to where you're pretty much just counting eighth notes as the best way of counting. And when you have a 16th note, it just gets slipped in there without interrupting the pace or tempo of the eighth notes. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 and So I just get the E's and U's in there without interrupting my eighth note pace. And that will help you get to saying it a lot faster. But at first, go ahead and say the E's and the U's, even if you're just resting. It'll make your thinking much more precise. The same way with swung rhythms, ternary rhythms. 1 E, 2 E, it's kind of a slurred sound. 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm thinking the E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So there's a special name for that. rhythm, and it's very common. So when I say 1, 2, 3, that's called the shuffle. And it's a common feel in a lot of types of music, even rock music. They'll put this triplet feel into rock music or into country. And the way to remember the shuffle is to breathe in here and sneeze. 1, I breathed, or I thought. 1, I thought about the E, and I went ha-choo, like I sneezed. Ha-choo. 1, ha-2, ha-3, ha-4, ha-1, ha-2, ha-3, ha-4, ha-1, ha-2, ha-3. So that's how you do the shuffle. You can do 16th note shuffles. They're double time feel. They're twice as fast. 1, 2, 1, E, 1, E, see. How would that be? 1, E, and, Let's figure that out. Take the E out, and that, and you have 1 E, and, 2 E, and, 3 E, and, 4 E, and, 1 E, and, 2 E, and. Notice that is not the same as 1 E, and, which is over here, which is a straight feel. The E has been shifted over. The has been shifted over. It has been swung over. So that's why they call it swing or a shuffle. It's been moved over. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and